So, you're co-owning a property with friends, maybe family, or an investor. It sounds fantastic, right? But then the money questions start. Who paid for the new water heater? Who owes what for the property taxes? And the biggest question of all, who really owns how much of the property, like right now, this very second? Today, we're going to dig into a solution that's built to bring absolute, perfect clarity to what can be one of the trickiest financial partnerships you'll ever get into. Let's do this. Here's our game plan. We're going to start by tearing down the big illusion most people have about co-ownership. Then we'll get into the real heart of the problem, something called the dynamic equity dilemma. We'll see why your trusty spreadsheet just isn't cut out for this job, and then we'll introduce Real Amigos, not as just another app, but as a completely new way of looking at it, a property ledger that finally delivers the clarity and fairness everybody hopes for. All right, let's jump right into section 1, the co-ownership illusion. Most people walk into a co-ownership deal thinking it's going to be pretty simple. But the reality? Oh, it's anything but. This is the dream, isn't it? The starting line for basically everyone. You and your partner or partners just split every single bill, every cost, right down the middle. Forever. It feels so clean, so easy.
Yeah, but real life just doesn't work that way. It's messy. And that perfect 50-50 vision, it starts to get blurry the second the ink is dry on the deed. And here's why. Real life happens, and it happens fast. What if your down payments weren't exactly equal to begin with? How in the world do you put a number on one person's sweat equity because they spent every weekend for 3 months renovating the kitchen? A simple 50-50 split just completely falls apart when faced with these real-world questions. It becomes unfair, instantly.
And that brings us to the absolute core of this whole thing, the dynamic equity dilemma. Seriously, once you get this concept, you'll never look at co-ownership the same way again. The key takeaway is this: your ownership percentage is not set in stone. Okay, here it is. It's a simple sentence, but everything hangs on it. As a co-owner, you are due income and responsible for costs in, and this is the key, direct proportion to your ownership percentage at any given point in time. That last part is the magic key that everyone else misses. And here's why that's such a game changer. Your ownership percentage isn't static, right? It's not set in stone. It changes every time one of you puts in more money. This principle makes sure that at any given moment, every single cost and every single dollar of income is split with absolute precision based on who owns what right now. It's fairness, down to the penny. So how does almost everyone try to keep track of this stuff? They open up a spreadsheet. But as we're about to see, it's a completely flawed fix. It's the wrong tool for the job. Think about it. A spreadsheet is basically a logbook. It's great at telling you that, yep, Smith paid 10 grand on Tuesday. But that's not what you really need to know. The question isn't just who paid what. The real question is, what is Smith's new ownership percentage because of that payment? A spreadsheet has no idea how to answer that. It just tracks history. It doesn't calculate equity. And that's really the bottom line. Your spreadsheet tracks transactions, but it can't track ownership. And without that constant, moment-to-moment recalculation of everybody's equity, you're just guessing. You are flying completely blind. Okay, so if the spreadsheet is the wrong tool, what's the right one? Well, section 4 is where we introduce Real Amigos, which flips the whole problem on its head. This is the big aha moment. You don't need another app to help you split a dinner bill. Your property is a major financial investment, just like a business. And how do businesses track ownership? They use a stock ledger that tracks every single share with insane precision. Your property deserves and frankly needs that same level of rigor. And that is precisely what Real Amigos is. It's not another expense splitter. It's a purpose-built financial ledger designed specifically for the messy reality of co-ownership. It's the stock ledger for your property. So here's how it cracks the code. It's a simple but really powerful 3-step process. First, it logs every single thing, every dollar in or out. Second, and this is the absolute magic trick, it instantly and automatically recalculates everyone's exact equity percentage after that transaction. And third, all of that creates a perfect, unchangeable financial history that you can check anytime. No more arguments. Okay, so what's the point of all this precision? What do you actually get out of it? Let's talk about the real payoff here, which is total financial clarity, and with it, real fairness. When you know the exact equity split second by second, everything else just clicks into place. Expenses are split fairly, based on your real, up-to-the-minute ownership. If someone needs to get bought out, the calculation is a piece of cake, and it's accurate and completely indisputable. It stops arguments before they even begin because there's only one source of truth. It replaces that nagging financial anxiety with actual confidence and security. And really, that's the whole mission. It's about taking the most complicated, emotional, and argument-prone parts of owning a property together and making them simple, transparent, and fair. It's just as much about protecting the relationship as it is about protecting your investment. So, I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Co-ownership is so much more than just having your name on a title. It's about having a clear, provable, and fair stake in a shared asset. And if that stake is a mystery, well, then the foundation of your whole partnership is a mystery too.